Everybody else is giving you their 7-round mock draft for the Jets. Might as well do it too. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JetsHQ. I'm Howie. Thanks for joining me again today. I really appreciate it. It's been really gratifying to see so many people joining the community here and tuning in for some information. I really appreciate everybody who shows up, everybody who's come back. Thank you guys, and everybody who's new to the channel. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and like the video if you like it, and subscribe if you want to hear some more stuff. So I really appreciate you being here. Anyway, today is our 7-round mock draft for the Jets. It's the first of a couple. This one's going to be without trades. I still have one or two things that we'll talk about with a trade, but this is going to be technically without trades. So we'll see what value we have at the picks that we have. Currently, the Jets have 6 draft picks going into this year's draft. They have a 1, which is the number 3 overall, which we've all discussed ad nauseum. We have the two 3s. We don't have a 2 because we traded it for Sam Darnold. We have 2 number 3s, the number 68 pick and the number 94 pick. We have a number 4, which is the number 106, a 6th round pick, which is the number 198, and a 7th round pick, which is the number 219. Now, those numbers have changed a little bit. You may notice from other people talking or for some of the research that you guys might be doing. Those numbers have changed slightly because of the compensatory draft picks that were put in. So the Jets' later round draft picks have actually slipped down a couple draft slots. So I've got the numbers a little bit updated. It's not going to really make much of a difference here for this draft, for the 7-round mock that we're going to do today, but I just wanted you to know why the numbers might be different if you're hearing them and they sound slightly off. That's just why. So anyway, let's just jump right in. We'll start off. I'm not going to waste too much time. We've got the number 1, our first round pick, the number 3 pick overall, and once again this year the Jets are going to win the Mike McCagnon I got lucky in the first round lottery, where the best player in the draft is going to fall to the Jets at number 3. The Jets are going to get Nick Bosa, defensive end from Ohio State. I don't know what else can be said that we haven't already discussed in other videos and other channels. He's the best prospect in the draft. That's it. I like a lot of other players. I like Josh Allen. I like Quinn Williams. Bosa's just the best prospect in the class, so he's going to fall to the Jets at number 3. Not much that I have to really to go over. I mean, the guy hits like a truck. He's got a lightning quick first step, and he's got the best bloodlines with his brother Joey and his father. He's the closest thing in this draft to just a sure thing. So we're going to end up with him at number 3. In the 3rd round, the Jets are going to target a center. Now, it's going to be difficult because there's few centers in the draft that are actually pretty good, and they're climbing up the draft charts. There's no way they're going to get Bradbury in the 3rd round. He's going to be long gone, probably in the 1st round, Garrett Bradbury. So the Jets are going to look at 2 different players in round 3, and they have 2 picks in round 3, so this is a good chance for us to pick up our center. Now, the first one, and everybody has talked about this guy, and he's climbing up the draft boards fast, is Eric McCoy. Eric McCoy is a center from Texas A&M. He's a 6'4", 315-pound junior. He's 21 years old, and he's just been doing great. He's looking great. He was not highly recruited out of high school, but he has built himself into a 3-year starter at Texas A&M, and now he's on everybody's radar. And he was, a mid to lower round looking guy, and ever since the combine, he has shown himself to be, possibly a 2nd round starter. So in order to draft Eric McCoy, the Jets might have to trade up. Now, this is a non-trade mock draft, so if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. But in this particular case, when we talk about the actual trades that we might make, this one might be a place where we might package a pick and maybe Darren Lee to move up in order to pick up Eric McCoy and pick up a 2nd round pick so that we can get him, because I don't think he'll be there in the 3rd round. But just in case he's not there in the 3rd round, the other guy that we can target is Elgton Jenkins. Now, Elgton Jenkins is a Mississippi State center. He's a 6'4", 311-pound senior that's 23 years old. He's really, really strong. He was actually a high recruit out of high school. He played 49 games for Texas A&M, and 26 of them he started at center. All of 2018 he was their center. His measurables were he's a 5.05 in the 40-yard dash, and he did 29 bench presses. So he's, for a center, very, very solid numbers. Doesn't have to be much faster than that. McCoy, believe it or not, just as a compare and contrast, McCoy ran a 4.89 40-yard dash, and he had 29 benches also. So just food for thought about whether or not we would move up. But you're not asking your center to do a whole lot of sprinting. Now, Elson Jenkins is a star too. He's going to be a very, very solid center in this league. At Mississippi State, he allowed 1 sack for his entire career. That's pretty strong. He's a smart guy. He's graduated with a degree in industrial technology. In his last year at center, starting for Mississippi State, he had 6 QB pressures, 0 sacks given up, 0 QB hits at all, and he had committed only 1 penalty. So we're talking about a smart player, a strong player. He's got a good technique at the center position. Somebody that we could really count on as a sincere upgrade over Jonathan Harrison there at center. So now with our other number 3 pick, which is the number 94 in the draft, I've got us looking at another offensive lineman. There's 2 guys here that were rated very highly. Both of them were considered to be first-round picks not more than a month and a half ago, and they're falling because of combine statistics or for other reasons, and we might be able to scoop them up here. So the first one is Greg Little. Now, Greg Little is an offensive tackle out of Ole Miss. He's a junior. He's 21 years old. Very, very highly rated 5-star prospect out of high school. And he's a monster. He's 6'5", 310 pounds. He did run a 5.33 40, which is what's forcing him down the draft boards now out of the combine. People are looking at him as a little slow. He also didn't do any bench presses there. He had a slight injury, so he was unable to do the bench. So people are considering, a little bit wary about his statistics. But the tape really does speak on this guy. I mean, he was an all-SEC first-team 2018 guy. He followed Laramie Tunsil there at Ole Miss. So he took over the starting position from Laramie Tunsil when he came to the NFL. And he started every game since then. So the man's very, very good. He was originally ranked the number 2 offensive tackle in all of football coming out for this draft, and he's falling down the board. So if the Jets have a chance to scoop this guy up in the 3rd round, it's a no-brainer. This guy is perfect. He'll fit right in. He's a huge upgrade for us, no matter where we want to put him, for everybody. So it's a really, really good, it would be a great win for him. The other side of the coin, you've got another lineman that's falling down the draft boards, Yadni Kajust. Now, Yadni Kajust, offensive tackle out of West Virginia. He's a senior, 6'5", 322 pounds. He did 32 benches. Little did 29. And he also ran no 40. So these combine results are what's pushing these guys down the boards. He's got a good motor. He had very good interviews. Everybody said that he's got just a good kid and highly motivated and really wants to play. But he's fallen down the draft boards. People are losing a little bit of confidence in him and Greg Little. So both of these guys might be there in the 3rd round for us to scoop up, and one of them would be there. Would be just great. I mean, we really need him. He was the lineman of the year. He shared that award this past year with Dalton Reisner, believe it or not. So that was in the All Big 12. So he was first team All Big 12 lineman of the year. Okay, so that's the 3rd round. Then moving on to the our 4th round pick, the number 106. I've talked about this guy before, and I'll say it again. I like Miles Boykin. Miles Boykin is a wide receiver out of Notre Dame. Big dude. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, and he's fast. He ran a 4.42 40-yard dash. He's got a 43.5-inch vertical jump. The guy's a beast. He's a great pick. He'll be there in the 4th round, So, you're looking at, a guy with great numbers, great numbers. He fights for the passes. You see in the tape that he can go over the top of players and pick up the ball. He's got, great speed. So, really, really good wide receiver prospect down in the fourth round range for us to scoop up down there. He was the MVP of the 2018 Citrus Bowl, just as an aside. So he caught the game-winning touchdown for that game. So another one that's a great prospect, and it would be a fantastic pick in the fourth round for the Jets. In the sixth round, the number 198 pick, we're going to look at a cornerback. And one guy who might still be there is Michael Jackson. And no, not the singer, but Michael Jackson, the 22-year-old out of Miami, the senior out of Miami. Very, very quick, 6'2", 210 pounds. He had 11 interceptions in his time at Miami. He was a starter. He's very flexible. So he's been able to cover inside and outside. He played a lot of nickel. We could use a nickel back. And so, he would be really fit in really good with the Jets. Brings a lot of speed. He's at a 4.45. He's at a 40.5-inch vertical jump. So that he can cover. He's perfect for the middle of the field. He's probably not going to get put up against your speed burners, but your guys that come across the middle, he could pick up and cover just fine. And he might develop. I mean, when you're talking about a 6th-round pick, this is a guy that you can develop, and he's got the numbers that you need, and all we need to do is try to develop a little bit of the intangibles, a little bit of the ability and some of the technique. Coming out of Miami, that's not going to be too hard to do. He did have 97 career tackles, and I think he was the 7th fastest cornerback in this year's combine. So, in the 6th round, that'd be good value for us to pick up there. All right, and then in the 7th round, once again, you're just trying to find the best value that's on the board. But in this case, I think that we could try to look at Jalen Hurd. He's a wide receiver out of Baylor. Now, Jalen Hurd is a special case. He's a little bit older because he transferred from Tennessee. He was a running back at Tennessee, and he was teammates with Alvin Kamara. Now, Alvin Kamara was the starter, and Jalen Hurd wasn't getting any starts, so he took a year off and transferred to Baylor and turned himself into a wide receiver. Now, he's got some pretty good speed. He's got a 4.47 40, and he did 23 benches, so he's a strong guy. He's 6'5", 220 pounds. Another guy that can fight for the ball, that can go over the top of cornerbacks, strong and quick. So, this is a guy who was originally at Tennessee as a running back, so, we could use him in a lot of different ways. He was a 2016 Outback Bowl MVP, and that was with Tennessee. And then in 2018, he was a Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year since he switched over to Baylor. He was a newcomer, and he became the Offensive Newcomer of the Year. In 2018, he had 69 receptions, 946 yards, 8 touchdowns receiving, and 3 rushing touchdowns. So you're looking at a guy that's got a lot of versatility, and versatility is exactly what you're looking for in a 7th-round pick that you can hope to develop. So anyway, guys, that's the 7-round mock draft without trades. Hope you liked it. Please remember to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe to the channel, and give us a share. Check me out on the other formats there. We've got Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me on almost all the platforms. We're starting to add more things to those other platforms right now. And also remember, we're going to be live streaming the first round of the draft. So please join me. It's going to be a great night. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll do a lot of commentary, see how our draft board went, and we'll have a good time and share some thoughts with everybody as the draft goes on. Anyway, thank you guys very much. Appreciate you being here. And remember, let's go Jets!